Teachers face many problems, and some of those problems can be solved with technology. So my name's Emily Bowen, and I'm going to show you a lesson about area and perimeter that is an example of how technology can solve the problem. In this scenario, students are in the 3rd grade, and that means they're about the age 8, 9, depends on when their birthday is. And 3rd grade is kind of classified as, many people classify it as lower, some people classify it as upper. And in this scenario, there's about 20 to 22 students. So, let's get down to the problem. The problem is data collection. So, the teacher wants to be able to understand where the students are at, but in an easy way. And I personally think technology is the solution to this problem. So, to continue on with the problem, with 20 to 22 students, there is possible errors. Human errors always happen and can occur, especially in data collection. There's 22 chances for something to go wrong. So, technology ensures that teachers can save time assessing students. 1 over 22. That's, the time that you could assess one student, you could be assessing all 20 or 22 students. So 1/22 of a time, or 1/20th of a time, and you also save time grading assessments. So many times technology can grade assessments for you. If that wasn't possible, you would still be assessing the students before you are grading the students. Whoa, that's a big time saver. Many teachers have the hardest time grading, but with grading, it'll happen in as soon as the student turns it in. So, wow. And you can receive accurate data from those grading resources because you put in the answer to the problem and it grades it for you. And many times there's many more things you may not see that a software shows you because you use technology to grade. So, the technology solution. I'm going to show you a few different solutions for a few different software websites. I'm going to show you a few of those. So the first one is PBS Learning Media. This one is, I don't know about other states, but Arkansas has this. This video right here, how much space, is talking about area and perimeter, and I use that in the lesson later on. So when I talk about a video, that's a video I'm talking about. There's so many resources. You can see social studies, English language, art, science, the arts, even down to preschool it has some. And what we're talking about, mathematics. So, you ready? Let's go on to another one. Oh, before we do, actually PBS Learning Media it doesn't grade things for you. It does the quizzes, but there's also something called a storyboard where students can go and look at these videos and create a poster, an online poster. And so I would really think that would be a really good thing because they learn and then they turn it into you. But then there's also little quizzes you can do too. You can create. So let's go to the next one. Quizlet. If you went through high school in the last couple of years, or if you're still in school, or if you everybody I feel like has heard about Quizlet, and I I didn't realize you could use it for math, but my goodness, you can. I actually created this Quizlet. There's a million out there, but I created this one because I wanted it to be specific to this lesson. It's basically, I created this for real world problems for area and perimeter. So like, it tells you the answer. But you can go right here and go to flashcards and go right here and make it full screen, and all the students see is the question and they don't see these answers. And so then y'all can work together as a class, or what I did in this lesson is work together just a little bit, like a few examples, and then I partnered the students up and they got to work together to solve the answers, because this was fresh information. You don't always need someone to bounce ideas off of. So that's a pretty good idea. It doesn't technically like give you like a grade, like it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't grade them unless you like print out a test or have them do a test. But you can also like create a, there's so many things for teachers on here where you can assign these Quizlets, and then you can see who's viewed them and how well they've done, all that stuff. So it's not technically a grade, you just can see how well they're progressing on taking practice tests and doing the flashcards and learning them and writing them and spelling them, writing and spelling. Like if you writing, you can even do, it'd be hard to do like 48 feet squared, but spelling them, you could do that for younger kids. You do right for English, vocabulary words, anything you can think of. So Edmodo. Edmodo is what I used in this lesson. I'll get on to more about that later, but quizzes, polls, it's just kind of like a Google Classroom. If you're like that, you can start a discussion, have students talk, but overall, it's what I used to assess the students on, mainly. SlideShare, I included this just because I used this presentation and I used SlideShare. So, iExcel, this is a resource just basically for math. You can have, as a teacher, you can sign in, then you can have your students sign in, and you can get information about how they're doing. Like you can have them, like, for example, what's the perimeter of this ankle? You could have them put that in there and submit it, and then you can like see their score, and it's an automatic grading thing, so you can collect data that way, which is really awesome. And like, as you can see, like this is not even a fourth of what they have for third grade math. I mean, they have like rows and rows and rows and rows and rows. So now, since we talked about the technologies, let's get on to the lesson about area and perimeter. So for the objective of this lesson, students will be able to find area and perimeter of a 2D shape. Students will also be able to identify the perimeter and area in real world problems. That's important. Real world problems is different than just basic little math problems that you're like, where am I ever going to use this in the world? But real world problems actually tells you how you're going to use it. So also, students will be able to express their answer using the correct units of measure, and students will also exhibit their knowledge of area and perimeter. So let's talk about the sequence. There'll be a pre-assessment, a video that I talked about from PBS Learning Media, a PowerPoint, the SlideShare, and then the partner Quizlet. I'll explain how that works later. iExcel, and a post-assessment. So for the pre-assessment, I posted, you'll post a small quiz to the classroom's Edmodo page. So Edmodo page is what I talked about. Yeah, you just post a little small quiz. The students will complete the quiz before the lesson is taught. So you actually, it's a pre-quiz. So they take it before the lesson. Yeah, you get that. And then the test helps identify where the student's at to better understand the data collected later. So the lesson starts up with a video that talks about area and perimeter, and it just gets the gets the lesson started, and you can start having a discussion with your students after the video, but before the PowerPoint. So you got to do those. I don't think students would be as inclined to enjoy the video or be as engaged if you do it after the PowerPoint, so do it before it gets the lesson started. So you teach basic formulas to the PowerPoint, do basic examples, and then pair up the students and complete a Quizlet presentation style. So you as I said, with a little icon that's like this. Let me draw it real quick. At the bottom right hand corner of the screen, it makes it full screen so they don't see the answers. So next, before you post the assessment, the students will be able to practice their knowledge they gained through IXL.com, the one that had so many things for students to do, and you can view the teacher, or you as the teacher, can view the students' progress on the website, and you can decide to revisit a topic or continue to the quiz or the post-assessment. I call the quiz the post-assessment, but you can call it whatever. And then you'd post the assessment on the Edmodo class page, and I did 10 questions for the test, and it tests for the quiz, assessment, test, whatever it is. And it tests real-world problems and basic problems about area and perimeter. So the goal of this assessment is to assess the student's knowledge and if the student completes or fulfills the learning objective. So these are some examples of questions. Question 1 right here is a real or world question, and question 3 is 2. This is more of that basic question. How do you find the area? Just kind of brings it back to, hey, what's the formula? So yeah. So with a lesson, you've always got to have standards. So this lesson fulfills the Common Core State Standards AR Math Content 3 MD D8 and the AR Math Content 3 MD D7. And these standards involve solving real-world problems and mathematical problems involving polygons for perimeter and area. And also for the NET-S standards, it fulfills the Empower the Learners 1C, stating students use technology to seek feedback that informs and improves their practice and demonstrate their learning in a variety of ways. So that's basically what IXL does. And if you have the automatic grading on the Edmodo quizzes, it can do that also, but you don't have to. So, thank you for listening, and technology is an awesome solution for any problem, really. This, for example, was data collection, but technology can also solve many other problems in the classroom. Thanks. Bye.